Alright, starting. I'll turn off the music.
You've not enough minerals.
Alright, so I mean, a lot of people say like PvZ is hard, especially on like, you know, circuit and shit, but oh. Yeah, like this build I'm about to show you, it's called 11x, and it works well versus like two of the Zerg's most common openings, which is overpool and like maybe 12 hatch, you know. And even versus 9 pool, you can still block it. Like you might take some proc harass, but it's about it. So 75% of your 8th proc, send out a proc to your natural.
You have not enough minerals.
You make your pylon and then I mean you can mine right here, it doesn't really matter. Or you can send it right back to mine. The important thing is though, you don't pylon scout with this build. The minerals match up to where if you don't pylon scout, your minerals will match up exactly as you need for the 11 nexus.
You must construct additional pylons.
Yeah, I'll try to like slow down and stuff too while we play. So you can see what's going on. Yeah, so I'm not sending any probe out earlier than the 11th one. As soon as the 11th probe pops, just send it to your natural. You should get there around 400 minerals if you rally the 11th. And you don't send this out to scout either, you just chill here and then just make it a forge at 11 as well.
You have not enough minerals.
Also, scouting on this map, like a lot of people do the pylon scout and then cross map, kind of eliminate stuff. But I mean, you can see the drone scout, right? And the timing works out to where if he was like up here, for example, you'd see the Overlord coming down, but he's down here and he sent the Overlord up top, so you can see that. That's a 12 hash.
We are under attack.
So you can make your gateway before, but just for the sake of the build, just make my cannon first. So right here, you put down your gas, and as soon as you do that, you send probes to your at the same time. It'll work out. Like PvZ's like an easy ass formula, you just gotta follow it. So the key point of this build is you know, you don't have to build that second pylon. Like I have one pylon on the map right now supporting, you know. That makes it so that my tech comes out faster. So right here, put the gas, and then using that one pylon, just put down the core. So really with this probe, you're just looking for like what comes out of the larva, if it's gonna be extra lings. You might have to like make a second cannon if it looks like, you know, there's gonna be a ling all in. But I mean, there's a layer in drones coming out, so you're pretty safe to just do whatever right now.
You must construct additional pylons.
So core just finished. Put down your Stargate and then gas at the same time.
Warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for hire. You have not enough minerals.
So at this point, it's a pretty important part. So this build revolves around getting like the upgrades on time. Every time you have 100 gas. So the first 100 gas goes to the forge after your Stargate, and you'll see the next The next 100 goes to plus air. And at this point, like, I've already seen pretty much everything I need to see. Like, I can just kind of suicide this probe. But I'll just keep it alive longer and check the third real quick. Just make sure you don't get supply blocked for your first Corsair.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough.
So you put down your Citadel and your second gateway at roughly the same time. Like, the probe died, and that's fine. I've already seen everything I needed to see. This timing. Also, as a general rule, your first Corsair, you never want to like chase that Overlord that's running away. You always want to send it to the base, especially if you didn't get that the initial probe scout off. So Spire's not done yet, so I could now I could go hunt for the Overlords.
You must construct additional pylons. Ready for battle.
Yeah, so key point here is just make sure you don't get supply blocked and just keep producing Zealots and Corsair. You're gonna have to rest probes for about like 2 rotations, just so you know you don't cut into Corsair time.
At last. I don't enjoy us.
Around this time, you put down your Templar Archive and your cannon at the same time. And then just rally your Corsairs to your net so they don't get picked. I guess it's all pretty simple. You just build stuff as gas allows, you know. And, like, there's not much else to it. So this is called the +1/+1, +1 Zealots and +1 Corsair. The timing hits at their natural around like 7:30, which is when speed and +1 ground weapons finishes. So, you know, a little before you move out, just put down your second cannon, just so you can't do like little ling run by. So +1 weapons finish kind of early, just because this build's like OP as fuck. But start moving out. Like, see, I'm moving across the map right now. It's not even 7:30 yet. I have what, 10 zones? Corsair can also move on the map.
Warriors have engaged the enemy. I stand ready.
So you just poke around. You don't want to like overextend. So right here is the 2 Overlords are out of position. So you'll see. Watch. Oh, I killed the Scourge first.
Let us attack.
So you see, like, I don't have to move my zones. I could just attack this Corsair, make his Hydras come on, and just walk away. Making sure you know, your gateways are put out on time. And then you can poke over on this side, see what's up. There's not too many Hydras, so I could actually go in for the trade here. Also, Sin City's a little more. So you just trade. And around this time, the Hydras are going to be coming up to reinforce. So you just poke around back at the mat and see if you can get some things. Always go for the Scourge first. And then just for safety, you gotta add like a 3rd cannon around this time.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Let us attack.
And you could do it by timing or feel, but like at 9 minutes or generally around there, I put down my Robo and my Boon range at the same time. Like that's pretty crucial. So I lost a little bit of map control, but I did enough damage to where, you know, that's completely fine with me. And right now, my goal is to just take a safe 3rd, and with, you know, 3 Templar and 3 cannons, I shouldn't take any damage. Okay, yeah. So you gotta watch your Corsair. You can't lose it like I just did. It leaves you open to like view to switch later on. it's important that you're ready for like lurkers and mutas before you move out.
My life fire. You require investing gas.
So I could take the what is it, 3 o'clock base, but just because it's easier to take this mineral only, I'll just take this.
It is a good day to die.
And then for obvious reasons, always take your high ground when you can. So normally your Corsair would be more active on the map, but I lost a bunch, so I just had to wait for 5 to accumulate again. So around this timing right here is called the 2-0 timing. So I have +2 weapons just finished, so now I could kind of poke around. It's pretty important you don't lose this group though. That's pretty much GG. So lurkers are up. I don't have to attack, I can just pull back. Just defend. So when you take expansions, you don't wanna rely on cannons to take your base. You know, you don't want to put like 7 cannons right here, because that's, for example, right now I'm gonna put down a bunch of gateways, and you know, gateways and cannons are about the same amount of minerals.
I stand ready.
You have not enough minerals.
May I be of service?
Confirm the 4th. So this is a pretty risky position. Usually Zergs take it like up the ramp.
I thought
It's been easier. These are like freebies, you should take them out.
At last. Oh, at last. Good enough. I thought you'd sit my
And then you
way.
confirm the hive timing. So hive timing isn't up, so
I thought you'd sit my way.
hive isn't started yet, so you have a lot of time. Like, you don't have to rush at all.
I thought you'd sit my way.
Important thing is just keeping your Corsair alive.
You think as I do.
And in this position, you could even wait for the 6 o'clock here.
You must construct
Yeah,
additional
upgrade
hives.
Cycler.
You must construct additional hives.
Just take your time. You don't want to like just 1A blindly into lurkers.
My life fire.
Ready for battle. Oh, at last.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life fire.
Let us attack.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
So these, like you can send across the map. You might get lucky and snipe that hatchery.
My life fire. Upgrade complete. Has engaged the enemy. Upgrade complete. My life fire. Round calls. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
May I be of service?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, this game looked pretty straightforward, but I mean, it's easier for me to just answer questions, I guess. So, if you guys have questions, I can answer more specific ones. Oh yeah, like rally, control groups definitely better to you know, group them separately, but I'm lazy. I guess we just run one back again. I feel like I have so much to share, but it's hard when you're trying to play. I don't know. You got anything, Shoot?
I'm not sure if you mentioned it while you were playing, but what time did you get your gas? Your second gas?
Same time as my Stargate.
Okay, got it.
Alright, start it.
You have not enough minerals.
Yeah, I mean, start's pretty self-explanatory. You just split to
You have not
the
enough minerals.
closest patches.
You have not enough minerals.
Should I do one gate or
Not enough
thing?
minerals.
I don't know what people want to try or learn. What do you think, Shoot?
I mean, personally, I don't think I'd be able to copy what you do for one gate, but it'd be really interesting to, you know, see you walk through your
I'll
thought
do a
process.
one.
Maybe I can pick up stuff.
Okay, I'll do a one gate then.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
So I don't really like 9 gate, even though it punishes 12 hatch better.
You have not enough
I just don't like cutting
minerals.
bros. It's personal preference. So you just set it to mine at the net, and then by the time it reaches the natural again, you'll have exactly like 50 minerals.
You must construct additional pylons.
So I'm sure you guys know what the 1 gate is. You know, it's a fast expand build, but you're kind of putting the pressure back and trying to gain advantage that way. So with this, I usually scout with the next, like the overlord path over here, just to see if I could get a easy scout. Like if I don't see the overlord here right now, most likely not bottom right. You know, some people they kind of scout weird, but most likely not there. So I'm gonna go like cross map, see if I can get lucky there.
Would it be too late for you to try to scout 9 o'clock instead?
Yeah. I mean, like the overlord might have been sent out late, and I could still see it, but you don't really bank on that, you know.
You have not enough minerals.
Got it.
It's kind of like a hope you messed up kind of thing. Alright. Yeah. So, if you get to like right there and you don't see anything, it's generally a pretty good idea. Just go back out. And I saw the overlord coming down anyways, so I know he's top left for sure.
My life for iron. We are under attack. Heroes.
So rally your next probe over when you're about to hit 21 supply.
Was there a reason you scouted cross map first before checking top left?
Not a specific reason. I think it just comes down to preference. Like,
So, but what if the Zerg is cross map from you and he's farther? That doesn't change your decision making?
no, it doesn't change anything at all. So here you put down the third pylon at the natural by the gateway, just in case, you know, there's some kind of link counter. So here I don't even need to, like, I could come over here and force like a drill real quick. But you don't want to overcommit. Like, you just come over here. And like this right here is all you need to do. Like, I've already won. And then right here you can put down your gas as soon as it's happens. Target the drone.
Are you even microing that?
Oh, you don't have to. It's behind the drone. It's OP. Look, it's still alive.
God.
So now I just run another one over here. Like, pretty simple stuff. Oh, and the probe can hit stuff from behind. So now I have 2 zealots behind there. You know, while you're doing all this though, you just want to make sure your tech and stuff's on time, you know? Like, there's no point in doing all this if your tech is behind.
The warriors have engaged the enemy. You have not enough minerals.
So this one can come on this side. Drill going on this one again, just behind the middle. You know, you don't have to be fancy, just hold position right there. Maybe a little further back. All the links are going around there, so now you just come up top. This one just needs to survive. You're not going to do really any damage with this, so just shove it to the corner of the base. This one can come over here and try to do some damage. So you kind of try to predict the drone movement here. So it's probably going to go left. Actually, it's not going to. So this one can go like some back part of the map. Like, I haven't done much. All I did was stick zealots behind mineral line, you know. Like, that's all you gotta go for. You don't have to go for like fancy micro. So this one, just keep it alive.
The warriors have engaged the enemy.
So at this point, with all the damage I've already done, the main thing is staying alive now from some kind of link, all-in, or hydra all-in. So the rest of the zealots I'm just gonna rally back home. This one can kind of like poke around now. Try to beat
Let us attack. I stand ready.
Not enough life for fire.
So you saw no layer, you saw, you know, the 4-edge den. There's really only one option, drone and hydra. So I already have map control just because my tempo archive is about to finish. Also, because it's not a spire build, you don't want to build like too many Corsair. You just actually stop production right there. Maybe second cannon if you want to be extra safe. And at this point, you're just scouting. Like, picking off overloads is fine, but you know, don't. It's not going to be like part of your core game. Definitely don't lose Corsair for it. If it's just one hydra, just kind of ignore So you're just checking to see what comes out of the larva, if it's drones or hydras. So I saw a hydra pop, so might try to go aggressive, might just be for defense.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
So it doesn't even have the 5th hatchery up, so it's, you know, they're pretty behind. All you have to do now, when you have a lead, all you have to worry about is just not dying, you know? You don't have to worry about ending the game right now.
I stand ready. I thought she's in my way.
Upgrade complete.
Let us attack. I thought she's in my way.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
And with the DT, just ignore everything and prioritize drones. Actually, this could be an overlord. But,
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
so just hit this egg in case it is an overlord.
Ready for battle.
These both probably over.
Let us attack.
At this point, the game's pretty over. Like I said, just don't die. Don't lose that lead. You don't have to do anything greedy, like take it super fast over.
I stand ready.
My life for hire. My life for hire.
Let us attack.
My life for hire.
Let us attack. Let us attack.
So you just target the eggs and no overlords.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ready for battle.
My life for hire.
Seems to be kind of scared of like a drop,
I thought
but
she's in my way.
yeah, layer's still going up, so no
Excellent.
no speed or lurkers or metas gonna be anytime soon, you know. Someone will try to keep alive.
So be it. Very well. My life for hire.
Now we can expand. I have sufficient enough army to where I can expand with an army. You know? Like I said, don't try to expand by being sneaky and building like 10 cannons here. It's just bad habit.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for hire. My life for hire. My life for hire. My life for hire. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
So you don't wanna storm in the open, you know. You wanna only storm once your units are engaging. So make sure the zealots don't get too ahead of the Templar. Also, you don't wanna storm your zealots either. Just pull back. That's all you have to do.
Upgrade complete.
Like ideally, you don't even really fight at all until Dragoons, especially if you're not confident. Yeah. Kind of pressure. So right now, you're just moving back and forth with the army. Like the game, I could probably end the game if I attacked right there, but you know, the whole being safe thing. So you're just pressuring, making like forcing out hydras instead of drones, you know. So you're weakening the chance of that person even coming back at all. So now that I have goons out, like I can just 1A 2A 3.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Complete.
So you don't want to commit too much. You don't want to get flanked. Just pressure and keep walking back and forth. Hits will come out.
the enemy.
Then, you know, just check to see if there's any fourths going on. Add 2 more cannons. Like, me moving my army back and forth is already giving me an advantage.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Like, PvZ is like pretty straightforward. Like, you just build units and you run around in circles, and the Zerg will have to respond by making units. That alone puts you ahead. Like, if you sit back and just sit in your base, like, try to take a third and a fourth, the Zerg, you know, just feels no pressure, and like, you'll never catch up in economy in that way. Yeah, shoot Biz on voice. There's no questions.
Yeah, I'm lurking. Lurking and then waiting for my turn to get my butt whooped.
Yeah, like I said, if there's any specific questions or things I'm missing, it's better for me to answer questions so I can stay on track.
How'd you play hot dog? Alright, good luck.
Apparently, Gorg lost 2-0.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He 8-pulled both games.
Who did he play?
Doc Holiday, I think.
He got 8 pulled?
Twice.
What?
I don't know what an 8
What kind of
pull
build is that?
I don't know. Sounds like some Taitu stuff.
That sounds ridiculous.
Fucking shenanigans.
Yeah, his games were pretty fast. I thought he just finished one game, but apparently he lost both, I guess.
I think the penguin build's too much to bust out right now.
You have not enough minerals.
I'll just save that for another day.
Yeah, I think that's too mean.
So I guess I'll just do end the PvZ portion on 12 Forge. Like,
Not enough minerals.
this is more economic than an 11 Forge. You know, 11 Forge usually have as a pylon scout, or even a double scout if you want to be extra safe or might want to cannon rush a 12 hatch. And then it's just safer than 11 next for obvious reasons. You have a faster forge.
So I have a question actually. If Gorgo had done 12 Forge, would he have been able to hold 8 pull? No, right?
Probably. I mean, he still can, but like it all comes down to probe micro too. So the thing is, like, the point of CPO isn't to try to cheese those wins, you know. So I don't care that he lost both games to 8 people. Like, like, at the end of the day, if whoever he played keeps doing 8 pool, he's just losing out, you know? He's not practicing anything beyond that. Whereas Gorg's gonna keep doing 12 4 and just have more takeaway at the end of the CPO. So again, you don't pylon scout with this build, 12 Forge, but you know, you rally your 12th and then you can go scout. On circuit, unless I'm doing like a 1 gate or something, I usually always scout horizontal, just because that's the common overload path. And for this timing, this scout doesn't always work. Send your 13th probe down. That's an overpull hatchery timing. Oops. So you're not supposed to make a probe there.
You've not enough minerals. We are under attack. You've not enough minerals.
So 13 next, 13 cannon, and you'll see like the lings just popped, and my cannon's already building. Like a good rule is if your cannon's put down before the lings pop, like you're more than safe. And then 16, just put down a pylon. The reason 11x is so strong is because you don't need that extra pylon. That money can go straight towards tech or whatever you want.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. You must construct additional pylons. You have not enough minerals.
So really with the probe, you're just trying to confirm link count and tech speed. You know, check if they have 3 hatches. They might try to do some like 2 hatch cheese and weird stuff.
You have not enough warriors have engaged the enemy. My life.
And I've confirmed layer, like feel pretty comfortable at this point. And I don't know if you noticed, but my Stargate with the 11x went down at like 4:05. That's like 10 seconds faster. It's just a pretty big deal. It's like an overlord, basically. The same stuff applies. 100 gas. First 100 gas after Stargate. Build your upgrade +1 weapons. Next 100 gas, you're gonna upgrade +1 air.
You require additional pylons.
So Beast, I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
The entire time you've only seen 2 lings, right? So you don't feel like you have to move out with your Zergling or your Zealots and pressure?
Yeah, I could move out of pressure, but Like I can right now, I went 12 Forge, so I have earlier Zealot production than usual. So I can actually watch. So wait till that 5th one pops and then attack again as another timing. And if you don't want to go for that one, you can also go for the 7 Zealot timing.
The 7 Zealot, is that with speed and +1?
No, that's like a little bit earlier. So right here.
My life for hire.
Straight go for it. 5. So upgrade leg speed.
I stand ready.
And then your tempo archive goes in right after. And then cannon at the same time as tempo archive. So they're not ready for this at all. Like, this is a very unusual time. It's pretty powerful. So I've already forced 3 and I don't have to attack that. Just chill back here. It's cutting into their mining template now.
Service.
Good.
I long for combat. For Adun. Thus I serve. Honor guide me. My life for
Service.
warriors have engaged.
Just for sending 5 zealots, I've already forced like 3 seconds earlier Hydra. These can die right now and I'd still come out on top. And I've done just as much damage as +1. +1 order. Just from them being there and delaying mining.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Upgrade complete.
So once I have 5 and the +1 air weapons, I can push out with just Corsair. I usually like to build 6 just because. So usually in about like 15 seconds. Assuming their timings weren't late.
Let us attack. Ready for battle.
Like Hydra pressure can come right now with range, so that's generally the standard timing. It's 8:30 for Hydra pressure.
I be of service. It is a good day to die.
Not enough minerals. My life for hire.
Excellent. May I be of service? Adon Doridas.
My life for hire. You've not enough minerals.
So now with these, I can kind of just fuck out on the map.
May I be of service? Excellent. May I be of service? Adon Doridas.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Adon Doridas. Ready for battle.
For combat, you've not enough minerals.
May I be of service?
Be
May I be of service? Let us attack. May I be of service?
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
May I be of service?
Thus I serve.
Let us attack. Excellent.
I long for combat.
Yeah, you know, same thing as the other game. Just
You require more Vespene gas.
sit around with your lead, just play safe.
Vespene gas.
I thought you'd in my way. May I be of service?
I long for combat. Thus I
Okay,
serve.
Britain.
Honor guide me. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
It is a good day to die.
Commencing. She house.
May I be of service? I stand ready.
Upgrade call. She house. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. I am needed for vengeance.
I stand ready.
I long for combat. Transmit. I long for combat.
I stand ready.
Upgrade complete.
So that 2-0 timing I was talking about. Now that I have goons and my +2 weapons, I can
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Join us.
You require more Vespine gas.
and always do little stuff like that. You always want to macro and transfer pros, whatever, just before you start fighting. Just because it'll, you'll get money while you're fighting, so you really macro better. And here I don't have to commit to anything. I just sit here and annoy him like this. That's all I have to do. The flank will come, so you just sit around and wait. Build some units. Make sure you're just ready with the storms. I can see it coming out, so you just have to be ready for it. You don't want to commit when you're about to get flanked. So now I just back out. Send to Evo. And just storm as you're running around. And then regroup. That's basically all you have to do. Don't commit to fights that you don't have to. You have your third running right now. You can come around here. Check for fourth. And right now I can probably just end the game. And when you're fighting, only make zones. Just drag click them. You don't have to do anything special with this. Make sure you don't get flamed. Pull back.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for ire. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for ire. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for ire. My life for ire.
Ready for battle. Ah, at last.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for ire.
Yeah, I mean, see, all I did was just walk around until I was able to put enough pressure finally in the game. Main reason a lot of lower level Roadhouse lose PvZ is just because they get impatient. They feel like they have to attack. Bunch of those.
Have engaged the enemy. My life for hire. Upgrade complete. The warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for hire. It's all too much. The warriors have engaged the enemy. The warriors have engaged the enemy. What now calls? It's all too.
Alright. Yeah, I guess we can get into ZvP now. I think there's more Zerg viewers anyways, so that works out. Did we kick Jinjin out? No, he left saying the team was inactive and we weren't doing anything, so I mean, he can leave if he wants. He like left the Discord and everything on his own. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of Zergs, so I'll try to go over some builds that I use. Like I try to keep it simple. I know a lot of people like to do the Farnet style and stuff, but I do a pretty standard like 3-hatch Spire, 5-hatch Hydra pressure type thing, and I'll show you basically what I do like every game. I'll probably just go with like the pretty standard overpull this time. Pretty standard first overload scout, just send it directly to the other net. Like I've seen people, if you want a 12-hatch, actually I'll 12-hatch this game just to kind of illustrate. But if you want a 12-hatch, you want to send your first overlord kind of cross towards the middle of the map. Because if they pylon scout, you'll see it before you put down your 12-hatch, and they won't like block it for days, you know. So it's, if you want a 12-hatch, it's a little trick. Then you could like hide a drone accordingly and stuff. And once you reach here, you can just send it to wherever position. And second overlord always rally to your net as well. at about 200 minerals, you just want to send your drone down to make a hatchery. You always want to get the drone scout out because you don't know if they're 2-gating, you don't know if they're doing like some kind of 1-gate, so depending, like even on like 3-player maps or like 2-player maps, sometimes you might want to get that drone scout out if you're not sure. It's hard to play safe. This second overload is just a spotter. So Probe's coming from there with the mineral. So I know he most likely went for like a delayed forge, or maybe even a like a 1-gate. But actually, I'll just set my drone over just in case. Alright, so 16 you want to make your overlord. You don't need to make it any sooner than that because you're saving money for your lair anyways. And around the time I make my lair, I like to take 1 drone off gas just to kind of optimize my minerals. That way I don't have any gas left over. And the timing that I add my 3rd drone back to gas is right here when I make my speed. And then overlord at 23 supply. With the overpull, it might not match up just because you're more poor than with the 12 edge. But with overpull, you generally build your overlord after your spire.
Our forces are under attack.
So he did that 11 next build I was telling you about. So you can expect like faster Corsair. Luckily for me, I'm cross map, so there's extra time it'll take. So right here at around 33 supply, I'm just gonna start adding my hatcheries, both at the same time. And after you put those down, you build your Hydra Den, 1 more Overlord, and gas, all at the same time. And then, once money allows, you build a couple more drones, you build your Evo. So see, Corsair's just coming out. You can try to be sneaking some weird pathing for your Overlord at night. If you notice, I'm like hiding all of my Overlords, because I know his Corsair's gonna be faster because of the 11 next, so I'm just trying to stall it out for my Spire, which is just about to finish. So hide your speed always first. So you found this one, but he wasn't able to get any more because I hit them pretty well. And then with the Hydra speed, you get Overlord speed at the same time. And the amount of Scourge comes down to preference, but I just build 4. Just because circuit breaker you don't have a ton of gas, so you want to kind of conserve as much gas as possible. And around this timing, either 40 supply or, you know, if you like to look at in-game timer, around 7 minutes, that's when you start your hydro production, and it'll match up perfectly for stopping a +1/+1. So you can kind of just wait around here, see if Corsair pops before the cannon's done. And if not, just run away. So here you can kind of try to fish for Corsair. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you can draw the aggro with Corsair. See right here. You already had too many, but you get the idea. Alright, so the Zealot's already out. Just, as long as you're behind the Sim City, like, you can't do much to you. I actually made too many squares, but it's fine. So with these, you don't want them like kind of sitting around. Just keep them in the back, and you'll see what I do with them.
Require more Vespene gas. We require more Vespene gas. Our forces are under attack. We require more Vespene gas.
So he's coming for the attack. Okay, he's just hiding them. Yeah, so he's waiting for me to move my Hydras across the map. And it'll work because of the cross map. So you just kind of see what he has. So here, you can just move out now. Just with 2 groups, and then you know, have the rest just defending against the Zealots. And you can take your 4th as you're attacking here. And this attack isn't meant to really cripple him or anything like that. You're just kind of poking around. Make sure he doesn't take that. And here, all I'm doing is building drones. All drones. So see my Scourge are chasing him. You can try to cut him off with the Hydras. Yeah, all drones. It looks like a lot of drones, but this is a time that you can do it. So he has Dragoons out before, let's see. Okay, so he has a late Nexus, so he wants to go for an attack soon. So here you just resume Hydro Protection. I know where his army's at, basically. So now I could swing around and try to pick off straggling units over here. Just kind of create pressure, make it so he can't do what he wants. Fade out some storms.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. forces are under attack.
So here I'm just trying to stall. So I'm moving Hydras on the map, and if he does go for an attack on my base, then I just set up a flank. Dodge storms. So you see he's going for an attack over here, so you just set up your flank and just kind of drag click everything.
Our forces are under attack.
Like, it looks kind of scary, but really it's not. Bro, your lurkers. And the flank I set up, you know, just a second ago is gonna kick in now. See, like, he kind of threw the game with that attack. But if I hadn't had my army out on the map, like, it could have gotten a little dangerous. And then you just want to fight, so you know, just expand wherever.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Evolution complete.
Actually, I have pretty low saturation at my 12 because I lost Jones during that attack. So all you have to do is just transfer over and make more. And then this, just, you know, make sure he's not doing some kind of stupid little ninja expansion or anything like that.
Our forces are under attack. More missiles. Our forces are under attack.
And Zerg's easy, but you don't even have to really look at it. Like, you just drag click everything in here.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Once you have Hive, like, and the Protoss threw the game like that, it's really hard to come back.
Our forces are under attack.
Everything just...
Our forces are under attack.
With Hive, you don't even need a micro. Like, that right there will eventually die.
Our forces are under attack. forces are under attack.
I actually defended. So at this point, you just want to stabilize. Like, he defended your attack, so you don't have to keep rallying wings over, you know? So, like I said last time, you're ahead, so just, all you have to do is think about maintaining lead. You don't have to, you know, I don't have to be greedy here and try to end it. Like, just start building Hydra again, get your lurker count up. That's pretty much all you have to do. Like, right now, all you have to worry about is him taking, like, a hidden base or something. So you just send lings everywhere.
Our forces are under attack. Evolution complete. Our forces are under attack. Spawn more. The hive cluster is under attack.
And then, always make sure your upgrades are on point. That's one of the biggest things in ZvP.
Our forces are under attack. Evolution complete. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
So he's going for kind of a base trade, like, that's fine with me. Zergs will always win the base trade.
The hive cluster is under attack.
It's not even that much, and he has no storm, so you don't really have to worry about it. Even if he kills my main, he's gonna have nothing else behind it, so you just kind of chill out.
Our forces are under attack.
This is like a last desperation move, you know? Like, you don't have to freak out because he's busting down your natural. Like, you already killed the third, killed the fourth.
Our forces are under attack.
So you should GG right up on that.
Our forces are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack. The hive cluster is under attack.
So, I don't think he knows how much money I have, but you'll even soon.
The hive cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
from a Protoss perspective, like I was talking about, especially when the Zerg is Hive and everything, like it really wasn't that much pressure at all. His army wasn't big enough to sustain like killing the rest of my bases. So as Protoss, you always want to defend. I mean, it's obviously situational, but like he ran like cross map to make that base trade, you know, and he was already mined out from the main and net, whereas I wasn't. So those are the calls you just kind of have to make on the spot, and that'll just come with experience. So now I'll show you the game from like an overpost perspective, because I guess it's the most common opening across the board. It's pretty good on all maps, or most maps, I guess. And then you know, if you haven't implemented F keys yet, I'd recommend it. Like just F2 the natural, F3 the third, and it makes it pretty easy to transfer drones and stuff.
Require more minerals.
So with overpull, you always want to scout with your 10th drone. That's just the timing that matches up best with like 1 gate and other stuff like that. Give you plenty of time to react. And then at 200 minerals, just send your next drone over. So generally in most matches you can kind of look at the net and just keep going. But in ladder it's not a bad habit to just keep going a little bit further in case you see somebody like one base or something like that.
Require more minerals.
So this game I'm gonna go like kind of a fake 3-hatch all in into a more economic follow-up. So with this you're trying to fake out the Protoss, you're trying to make him build more cannons while all you're doing is droning from behind. nice if you catch the pro, but if not, pretty fast. Just throw it on your den. And like I hear a lot of people talking about like 973 and stuff, but really, you know, it still comes down to feel. Like it's not gonna be a magic number. So he saw my hydrogen, so he has to respond to it. He can't just ignore it. So knowing that, I could just, you know, build a few extra drones right now, and even put down my 4th hatchery really early. Just kind of mind game it. Because right now he can't get any scouting info, so he has to add the cannon. He has to respect it. And then with your overlay, you can just kind of pop in and see what he's doing in his main. So I have decent like drone saturation. You know, I'm not really all in at all. And after your 4th hatchery's down, you can put down a layer. Just so you have tech soon enough to respond to his. So he rushed the Templar Archive. He's not going to have Corsair anytime soon. Or if you even want to Stargate. Pretty sure, yep, he skipped the Stargate. This is a pretty typical response, and it doesn't change anything. Like, you can still pressure it. But knowing that, you just want to get your tech out, you know? And then here, I want to build a Spire. Because I know he's not going to have Corsair. Like, he's not going to have any idea that I'm building a Spire right now. So all I have to do is just sit behind my SimCity and build Hydras and just survive until my Spire is done. So 4 cannons. Well, these just keep these Hydras alive. You're gonna need them to block the next attack, so.
Our forces are under attack.
Once your Spire's done, you don't have to build much, you know, just enough to force anti-air out of them. So this build, it's designed to like kind of control the pace, you know. So I control the pace right now. I know exactly what tech he has, and I'm just, you know, matching it. What the hell? Looks like my evil's bugged out. Oh no, it's because I built 2. Never mind. I'll just build personal characters. So, here's detail. So all I have to do is show that I have meter, you know, and he has to respect that as well. Just put down your entries. And see now, if I were to go check his base, see all he has is Zilla and Templar. He thought I was going for some Hydra all in. And he was gonna, you know, try to go for an attack. He was ready for lurkers, but that's what I mean by taking the initiative. Like, he has to prepare for everything, whereas you know exactly what he's going to go for. And then here with these extra things, you know, you just check for little hidden expansions. So it takes 9 mutas to, you know, kill a High Templar in 1 volley. So just keep that in mind. You want to pick up these straight DT and stuff.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Really, you just need to bait out storms. That's all I'm doing. You don't want to, you know, go all in and lose all your meters.
Our forces are under attack. Spawn more overlords.
So he's getting kind of restless and trying to move out, right? So as a Protoss player, when you see this, you don't really want to move out against mutas. Like, he's getting really impatient right here, and that's fine with me. So you just kind of dance around, kind of predict where his Templar are. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Like, there's no reason for him to be out on the map right now. And now, you can just drag click everything.
Our forces are under attack. Evolution. Our forces are under attack. Spawn more overlords.
And then with these meters, you can just cut off this Templar.
Our forces are under attack.
Shit.
Our forces are under attack.
And then you could go follow up tech. Yeah, so the 3-hatch Spire build, you're kind of losing a little bit of map control because he can use initiative. You know, he can send out like 3 zealot, 5 zealot, kind of force you to make more lings. But here he can't. He can't do that. He doesn't have that option. So you pressure, you deny scouting info, and as soon as you kill that probe, like you can just drone. You could make Hydra. You could do whatever, and he has to respect that. So he has no choice but to make cannons at that point. Yeah, he went Forge first. Um, I wouldn't call it hard counter, like maybe a soft counter. Um, the thing is, I went for a more like economical build, so I was able to respond with tech in time. As long as you know you have your proper SimCity and you drone at the right timing, you should be able to block pretty much anything he comes or he throws at you. You know, maybe he wants to go for like a Zealot and 2 Templar timing, which I think is pretty bad because as soon as I see that coming, all I have to do is have one group of Hydra on the map and just kind of, you know, dancing around, and like that one group of Zealot and like a couple Templar aren't going to do anything. That being said though, if I do see that Zealot Templar attack, you have to have Hydras out on the map. If you're waiting behind your SimCity, then obviously you know, it's better for him. I guess I could obs what is it? Obs both of them play and just kind of commentate on that. Shoop. PvZ I'd say he's around like 19 2k. I don't know. He has pretty high variance. It's kind of my fault that he plays a lot of PvZ because I like playing PvZ. So I could blame myself for that one. I don't know. PvZ is just fun to me. Some people don't like it just because Zerg's really annoying to deal with. But I guess I'll show you another build right now. If you follow it to a T, like you should jump up like a couple hundred MMR instantly. Just having some structure to your play, you know. If you can remain constant or consistent in your build, like that's all PvZ is really, just your opener. And once Hive hits, I mean that's always gonna be a shit show no matter how you start the game. Alright, so playing versus Chewon. I guess he's like 1900, 2000 MMR as well, so you should be able to get some something out of it.
You've not enough minerals.
So I guess I'll show 11 next again. I just think it's a pretty strong build that I don't see too often, and it pretty much hard counters overpull. Like 9 pull and stuff, it could get a little scary, and then 12 etch kind of evens out, but like it just hard counters overpull.
You've not enough minerals.
I mean, if they do some kind of 4 pulls shit, then you're pretty dead, but I mean, 4 pulling in CPL is kind of a bit much, I think.
You've not enough minerals.
So again, with 11x, you don't pylon scout. If you pylon scout, then the minerals don't match up, and you really only pylon scout if you're 11 forging. It's really the only option, because the reason you pylon scout with the 11 forge is 11 forge is already a safe build, you know. So that's the mindset you have going in. And on the flip side, if you scout like a 12 hatch, then you could also cannon rush him. So those are pretty much the 2 options of why you want 11 forge. But you know, if you're talking about straight economy, like there's no comparison between 11x and 11 forge. And like I said, it's completely safe against overpull. So 11th probe, just rally it down. You don't have to send one before. Like everything with this build just fits. You'll see. So you build your Nexus at 11.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Forge at 11. And you go and build scout.
You have not enough minerals.
Also, actually, real quick before that. So your 12th probe,
You have not enough.
rally it to your natural, and you'll see it'll get there right as your forge is about to pop, and you'll be able to build a cannon like almost immediately. But anyways, see the forge placement? You always want to build it with the little lip like facing towards you, because you can get a cannon like right here, and it makes it a lot harder for people to like react and snipe your forge. Like they still can hit it, but it's just more annoying to do it. Like they can only get like 1 or 2 Hydras max attacking it without getting hit by cannon. So I see a lot of people building it with the lip on the other side, and this makes it more likely your forge is gonna get sniped. It's got a really weird. So after you put down your gas, you just transfer probes. I don't know why that drone scout tripped me out. So gas, and then with 11 next, you're only building 1 pylon, so you build your core off of that. So he's blocking the ramp, so all I have to do is just confirm 3rd location, and I can go back. So with the 11 next, because your gas is up so much quicker, you'll have like leftover gas for when you build your Stargate, and your +1 will finish so much faster because of it. So you put down your Stargate and then build your 2nd gas at the same time, and then basically non-stop probes right now. And then as soon as you hit 100 gas, always +1. So with this Zealot, you can pressure, like you can see the Overlord just sitting there, you can move it over here and threaten that you're going to move out on the map. And we'll see what he does, but he should be making a couple hits. See his lings are out on the map.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Life for hire. You have not enough minerals.
So he made more links, so now I just walk back.
I long for combat.
Actually, my Corsair is a little late, but it should be fine.
It is a good day to die.
So at this point, you kind of rest your probes a little bit, just so you can make non-stop Corsair and Zotes.
Ready for battle. I stand ready. May I be of service? I thought you'd sit my way.
So what you're looking for right now is just seeing if there's a faster den timing. So this den timing is pretty standard. Second gas. His second gas is a little late. And everything else is pretty standard. So now you can just walk away.
I stand ready.
Ideally you kill an Overlord, but you just get this one. And then just walk away. And then right here, Templar Archive. And then Cannon at the same time.
I stand ready.
The important thing is, you know,
I thought you'd
none of
sit
your
my way.
Corsair get sniped.
I stand ready. I don't loss. Excellent. I thought you'd sit
So he kind of overextended there on that one.
My life for hire. My life for hire.
It is a good day to die.
Not enough minerals.
Let us attack. I stand ready. I stand ready.
I long for combat. What man calls? My life for hire. Upgrade complete. Thus I serve. Upgrade complete. Thus I serve. Your warriors have engaged their goal for combat. For Andoon. I long for combat.
Let us attack.
You have not enough minerals.
And as you're moving out, you want to build like 2 cannons. Actually, your cannon should be a little bit earlier. I made mine a little late, but important thing is your Templar and Storm timing.
You require more Vespine gas.
Let us attack.
You require more Vespine gas.
May I be of
I
service?
long for combat.
Excellent.
What man calls?
Ready for battle.
So I don't have to kill him with this. I've already forced a bunch of Hydras out, so
I serve.
I don't have to feel pressure to do any damage.
Ready for battle.
Man calls.
Let us attack.
So now that I know he's reinforcing, I might be able to pick up another
Engage the enemy.
free Overlord right here.
Let us attack. Let us attack. Excellent. I stand ready. Excellent. I thought you'd sit my way.
You must construct additional pylons.
Let us attack.
What man calls? For Andoon.
I stand
Life for hire. Additional pylons.
ready for battle.
What man calls? What man calls?
Let us attack. I stand ready.
House. Honor guide me. Thus I serve. Honor guide me. I long for combat. She house. My life for hire. What man calls? Your warriors have engaged the enemy. I long for combat. I long for
Actually, that wasn't a good trade at all, but kind of
my life for hire.
tired.
I stand ready. Ready for battle.
But yeah, I mean, I know where all his Hydra went, so you know, you just poke in the opposite way with Corsair. Like that's pretty standard stuff with Corsair movement. A lot of people don't know how to be impactful with Corsair. That's really all you have to think about.
I stand ready. Excellent. I don't loss.
must construct additional pylons.
I stand ready.
My life for additional pylons.
Yeah, like my macro's really off right now, but so +2 is about to hit. So around this time you can go for the +2 timing with the first observer.
Additional pylons.
And kind of the same thing, like you don't have to kill him with this, but you just expand behind it and try to fight efficiently. So his army's like, I don't know where his army is, but if he's gonna leave it open. Then just macro. Like I've already fought efficiently enough, so you just kind of watch it. But I already came out on top with that engage. And you can like snipe this chamber.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. You require more Vespine gas. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Just confirm the fourth timing. I mean, that right there is the most common spot, the mineral only, just because it's much easier to defend. But sometimes Zergs will like take the bottom right, just so they have easier access to the natural there.
Ready for battle. Excellent.
If that's his fourth, it's extremely late actually.
I stand ready.
So just to confirm that, you just bring Sarah around. Right now, I just want to confirm his hive timing. And then, like I said, he might have taken his... So his hive's late. Oh no, his hive's up. So it's pretty likely that he's taking his mineral only.
Excellent.
Yeah, I see.
I stand ready. Let us attack.
But the Defiler mount's kind of late actually. So with 3 control groups, I can try to go for the kill right here. Or if he's not ready, just walk up. At this point, I'm not building any more Dragoons, like only Zealots, and going for reinforcement. He tried to go for a flank, but he didn't have an army set up in front, so he's just throwing units at me right now.
Upgrade complete. My life for hire. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Like that was a really messy play for me. I got supply block and stuff, but I mean, you get the idea. Even if it seems like you might be behind, as long as you're fighting cost efficiently, like the Zerg has to respond with units. And generally, once you get into like a favorable position with Storm, Zerg should never be able to come out on top without like Swarm. game sound is loud. Alright, yeah, I'll try to lower it if I can. I mean, is there a specific build that people are wondering more about? I don't know what the common build is. I just one gate or 11x pretty much. Cannon rush. Yeah, like I mentioned last game, if you're looking to cannon rush because you suspect like 12 hatch, then generally you double scout. Like you could double scout just in case they're going like 5 pool or something, but you can also double scout to cannon rush. But that's obviously pretty situational. The guy has to has to 12 hatch. Yeah, you're talking about the circuit breaker like pylon scout cross into the like 309, right? For the overlord pattern. Like you could do that, but you know, obviously that doesn't apply to other maps like Fighting Spirit, for example. Ob's commentary? Yeah, let me see if I can find people. Yeah, I'll try to point out like obvious mistakes that I see pretty often, especially watching like you know, CPL games. Who's playing? They're just people on my CPL team. It's gonna be a PvZ. CPL is the Coach Pupil League. So people that are like 2K MMR and below, they get split up into teams with coaches and stuff, and they play weekly games. Yeah, I was gonna just do this for my team, but I figure it's relevant information for everybody, so. Jay? No, he's not. He didn't sign up for it. Alright, so like just right off the bat, Zerg's in I guess a decently favorable position, just because the only hard position is really like horizontal in a ZvP. Just it's awkward to take a third base in that position. It's pretty hard to hold. But here, you can take a pretty safe mineral only, and the thing about Circuit Breaker is, once you have control of this area, like taking the fourth is really easy as well. So it's for ZvP, it's basically free fourth. So he didn't pylon scout, and he didn't send a probe back to make a gateway, so you can assume like a 12 forge or 11 next coming out. And then yeah, 12 hatch here. Yeah, this looks like a 11 next. If he doesn't pull the overload back, he should be able to see it before making the cannon, so he can put down the gateway first if he goes straight there and sees the 12 hatch. I guess he didn't see it. Yeah, so now he has to respect that and just, build the cannon first. Which still isn't that bad, just because you do have more money anyways. But we'll see the follow-up. Yeah, if you off place your Nexus or anything like, um, probably not for Terran. Like Terran's probably okay to just keep building it, but for Zerg and Protoss, it's definitely worth it to cancel and rebuild. Like always. I mean, so far it's a pretty standard 3-edge Spire versus Stargate opening. Zealot should be coming out soon. Actually, the Stargate's kind of late. I wonder if he built his core late. I wasn't watching. Usually the with the 11X, the Stargate can be put down at like 405, but his went down pretty normal timing, like 420, 425ish. Like I said, that's a big difference between getting that Overlord and not getting it, or maybe even 2. So +1 seems pretty standard. So he's gonna put down the Citadel right now, and then a second gateway. The second gateway is a little late, but if he has constant prediction of Zealots in his first gateway, then he should be fine. But generally, you want to build your second gateway at the same time as your Citadel. It'll match up. So just right now, key point is whether this Corsair gets away or not. Yeah, so it's pretty standard timing. 9. So the Zerg shouldn't die to this, but It's the whole reason he has to build Hydras right now. Otherwise, he'd still be droning and teching. That was pretty good defense by the Zerg. So already the Zerg's like ahead. His drone's actually at the third preload, but he should make all of these drones right now. They should all be drones, and then he can take a fourth just because it's so close. And once he starts his lurker upgrade, he can put down his Queen's Nest. Like even with this style of not going Farnat, you can still make your hive like really early. The difference is because it's circuit breaker and you don't have your third gas earlier, you try to stop around 3 groups of Hydras, and that's if you're going for the hive transition. You know, if you're trying to win the game with just Hydras, then just keep making them. But if you're going for the hive transition, generally you stop at 3 because you want enough gas to make upgrades, lurkers, and other stuff. So he's putting down the Queen's Nest. I'm assuming he has lurker upgrade started. His main saturation's actually a little low too. Pretty standard robo timing. Actually, he's gonna kill the hatchery. That's pretty big. If he micros up here too, it's pretty for sure. I think he could have microed that better and gotten up here, and he would have killed it for sure. But he can always Rambo, another zealot over there. Straight up here. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Actually, that might work. I wonder if that's what he's going for. Yep, that's exactly what he's going for. Ooh. So yeah, I mean, really the Zerg didn't take much damage from that. So even though he got close to killing this hatchery, Zerg has hive up coming. And Protoss isn't even mining from his third, so Zerg is like pretty ahead at this point. All he has to do is drone and survive. And then off of 4 base, or actually I guess more applicable to circuit breaker, once you're in this position and you have hive started, you want to go up to 9 hatcheries, and then once you start taking another base, you can like go up to 12 and stuff like that. But when you're in this, ooh, that DT is pretty massive. Zerg's, I mean, that obviously sucks, but it's still not over. Zerg has hive up and defiler tech, so really he can just turtle and send a drone over and try to take another base. But the Zerg doesn't need to take the 5th right now because the oh, what? I don't know if he canceled it or what. It's gotta be, right? Actually, never mind. The Zerg's still really ahead. Yeah, at this point, the Zerg doesn't have to attack anything. Like I said, here it is hive. The Protoss doesn't have access to third gas, and as Protoss, you really need third gas to try to fight hive at all. because you need access to Reavers and Archons. Even from an upgrade standpoint, the Zerg's doing much better. Actually, no, it's obviously from an observer standpoint, but he could have actually rushed in and taken this base. It's hard to tell from the Protoss perspective, though. That's why it's always not bad to just, you know, always just poke around with the observer storm stuff. You never know when you'll catch the Zerg off guard like that. So I still don't see any defilers, but Zerg's gonna need the 4th gas and defilers to start fighting efficiently against the Protoss ball. And actually, while the Protoss is over here killing this, he should be like countering to 3rd. But yeah, he's kind of losing his window because Protoss will have units by that time. And yeah, still only 8 hatcheries. Having that 9th hatchery, especially when you can fully support it, is pretty big. I mean, like I said, he did go for that counter, but it was just a little too late. Also, with no Swarm, he's not going to be able to fight efficiently against Swarm and cannons. Like, he's had Defiler tech up for a while, he just hasn't used it. Like, as soon as your Defilers come up, you should be taking like your 5th and 6th bases. You should be taking back control of the map. Like, yeah, you have Hive, but if you kind of sit around for too long like this, then the Protoss will just half map it while attacking you, and eventually just starve you out. Like right now, he's not able to fight very well. Like that Plague only hit 3 Dragoons. The only problem is Shoop isn't fighting with his whole army either, and he's not macroing, so I don't think he can. And actually, he might be able to. I don't know. Zerg needs to use a larva too. But at this point, you should, as you're attacking here from the Protoss perspective, you should be saving your Dragoons and just non-stop rallying Zealots. Like this, all of these should be making Zealots right now. This base has been up for a while too, but he's just not mining. So I think the second forge was a little late, but he should have 311 here in a little bit. And as a Protoss, you never want to do this. You never want to move around the map against Hive with just 2 control groups. Like, you need 4 to 5 control groups of Protoss units to fight efficiently. Like this, he can just rally Lings and kill it, you know, so... You know, if you're doing this kind of attack, it ends up working out here because he wasn't ready for it. But if you're doing this, you mostly want to just go in, storm stuff, and then walk out. You don't want to commit to attacks with an army of this size against Hive. So as a Protoss, your supply should always be 200 in the late game. Like, you should be fighting efficiently enough to where your army doesn't just all die at once. You should just be losing a chunk and then reinforcing zealots, and then, you know, just keep fighting that way. Yeah, pretty much what I was talking about earlier is starting to happen. Protoss is just taking the whole map and starving the Zerg out slowly. The Zerg's about to mine out in 3 places all at once. And he wasn't able to cancel 2 hatcheries. So that, you know, that adds up. So here you don't want to fight the Lings like straight up. You want to just storm and then walk away. The problem was he was just trickling units, like I said, across the map, just like 2 control groups at a time. And that's what's allowing Zerg to take back some map control right now. He's gonna lose this mineral only. So he does have Reavers out, but he needs some Storm there as well. I mean, Protoss should still be able to come out on top. He just needs to get probes here and might start mining from this. But it's because he's not mining from this that he can't afford Archons. Really, like, Archons are the most cost-efficient late game, so you always want at least like 5 in your army. Also, he's moving across the map with like 2 control groups again. He needs to send everything all at once. I don't know why he's only using half of his army. Also, the Protoss upgrades are really behind, so he's taking a lot of damage from the Hydras and Zerglings, and he's still not using his army. He would have cleaned that fight up much more quickly and taken less army damage, just because there's more DPS on the fight. But now that Zerg has these bases up, well, actually the DT's just gonna kill everything. The Protoss is taking really long to remax, and that's an issue because if you let Zerg mine and start to build up a bank again, it's gonna be really hard for Protoss to hold attacks and stuff. Like, he needs to grab. I don't know where his army is. I mean, it's already set up to be a really, really long game. Like, they've basically half-mapped, and like, the Zerg can turn it around by doing drops and stuff, but you know, that has to be something he planned for. The main issue with the Protoss was he wasn't using his whole army. He was always fighting with half of his army, and the rest that is natural. I don't know why, but see, yeah, this tiny army against like late game Hive, it's pretty rough. if Protoss loses these Reavers here, he's probably not going to get the chance to rebuild. That's also another issue with building your cannons at the ramp like this. That's why you always want to take your natural first in PvZ. And then any cannons, you know, on the main inside are just gonna go towards like mineral defense, or like anti-drop defense. But these cannons at the ramp don't really do much, other than trying to sneak an expansion. Like I mentioned earlier, like he just needs Archons in his army to fight efficiently. Like even a couple Dragoons aren't bad, but Zealot only army, just, even to Lings, really just can't do much. Also, if he is gonna start transitioning to Archons, he should have already had +3 plasma shields by now. But right now Zerg's looking like he might close out the game. He's ahead in supply and has more bases. Protoss is mining from 2. That was a pretty good storm drop. He might be able to kill that hatchery before Zerg can react. The thing is, he also has to take a base like right now, otherwise he's gonna get starved out. Yeah, it's also pretty hard on Circuit Breaker for Protoss to kill the Zerg's 4th base if they're not horizontal. So that's kind of what kept him in the game until he was able to come back. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a night. You know, if you guys are interested in more of this in the future, just let me know, and I'll try to make it happen. Yeah, I'll see if I can visit like other matchups as well. But other than like PvT, PvZ and ZvP are pretty much the ones I play the most. So, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.